Hey guys, D-Man108 here, and, well, for my first video I had planned to do a game room tour, but my basement's kind of in shambles right now. So instead I thought I would do something a little more interesting, and do a, Dreamcast retrospective, because who doesn't love themselves some Dreamcast? Okay, so, as you most of you should know, the Sega Dreamcast was released on September 9th, 1999, so 9999, and it followed Sega's release of the Saturn, which had kind of failed years prior. Anyway, when it released, one of its main features was it toted graphics that were able to rival and surpass the PlayStation 1, which had been at the time for almost 3 years now. And one of the revolutionary features it had was the VMU, which is a visual memory unit. So this is basically functioned as your memory card. We could also copy games over to this and play them on the go, which I thought was a really sweet idea, and still to this day I still use sometimes. And the controllers. As you can see, they're kind of based around the Sega Saturn 3D controller, which I do have, but it's in a box over in the corner. I don't really feel like getting it, so I'll just probably put a picture up right about here. And as you can see, they do both share the analog stick, single analog stick though, which compared to the PS2, which had two, and the D-pad. So Sega kind of dropped the ball with that. But if you guys can't tell, and it's probably been mentioned countless times, but it kind of does also resemble a modern Xbox 360 controller with the triggers and the face buttons. But the Dreamcast controller still feels better in the hands to me than the Sony PlayStation controller did. Probably just personal opinion, but I don't know. Now onto the games. At launch, the Dreamcast premiered with amazing games like Sonic Adventure, and unlike the PlayStation 1, it toted online capabilities, which I believe certain Saturn games had. I'm not sure on that one, but games like Choo Choo Rocket and Phantasy Star Online used Sega's online service amazingly. Well, more specifically, Phantasy Star Online did. Like, it was a console MMO before World of Warcraft, and it was pay to play, yes, but at the time, gamers were just blown away with the fact that they could use their controllers and their SegaNet keyboards to type messages to other users, which I still think Sony should really do, because they have the ability to use USB keyboards, yet in online games still have that stupid little on-screen chat feature, and it doesn't work whatsoever. Actually, no, I do believe you can use a USB keyboard. Anyway, the only thing the Dreamcast kind of failed at was, well, actually two things: marketing and the mass issue of piracy. I'm not gonna lie, I have only paid for about half of my Dreamcast games because I can't afford to go out and spend hundreds of dollars on certain games for the Dreamcast. But that problem was fixed with the later models. Like the one you can see here is actually the made in Japan model, which could play the pirated games. Later on, they switched production over to China, and the models made after 1999, they did figure a way for them not to be able to play burnt games, which now looking back was a smart move, but for us gamers now that have to pay $60, $70 for certain games, it's kind of a bummer. But Dreamcast being so cheap, I have three of them. I have the Hello Kitty Japanese import, this one boxed, and my loose 1999 model. They all work fine playing the CDRs, but yeah, later models did have issues with that, which kind of sucks. And I think I've covered everything I really wanted to, other than gameplay, which I will do in a separate video. But that's my retrospective on the hardware itself and what it could do. So please rate, comment, and subscribe if you like this, and give me a thumbs up. Alright, see you guys.